Hi, welcome back to Garden on the Moors. It's the start of July, which means it's time for the next garden tour. Let's have a look around. So if we come on in, nice and warm. First thing you'll notice is I've got loads of stuff drying. So I've got my silver skin pickling onions here, drying out nicely. They're nice and crispy, but they've still got some green, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I do anything more with these to pickle them. But they're doing nicely. I've got the second lot of our garlic that I harvested. Amazing big bulbs. Really, really happy with them. Given loads away, but just got more to come now. These are the overwintered onions, the senchu onions. Again, they've done brilliantly well. Some of them, well, one of them in particular is absolutely enormous. It's like I don't know what that's like the size of. It's huge, isn't it? I mean, you wouldn't buy that in the shop, would you? So just gotta wait for these to dry out. We are actually already eating them. You can eat them like that. It's just they're a bit moist, so when you're cutting them, you need to be a bit careful because the knife will slip because it's a bit, there's more water in there, and also you need to cook them off a bit longer. Just to the side, you'll see the tomatoes have changed loads. If you saw the June video anyways, the tomatoes are really unhappy, but I repotted them, changed the watering regime, and they've just gone berserk. So they're a bit behind where they were last year. I think that they were about like this. I think they're about 2 weeks behind, to be honest. But that's all right. They'll catch up before long. And the good thing is that they've now, today, I've noticed, just started to get some flowers. So it'll be a little while before we get actual fruit to eat, but they've got some flowers there. So before long, I need to stake these. But also what's doing really well is our peppers. So this is one of our sweet peppers. I mean, lovely, proper green foliage there. And then on top, you can see we've got some flowers forming as well. So that's really exciting. Hopefully we'll get some nice peppers before long. The best peppers, however, are our padrons, which what I've done, I don't think you can actually see it anymore, but I actually pinched out the tops and then, like, it must be around there sort of way. And what that's done is it's bushed them right out, and it's got loads of these different stems, and each of these stems now has a flower forming. So you've got one there, there's one behind over there, one coming on around here, there's one just tucked in there, and another one over there. So that just shows you the benefits of pinching them out, because now we've got all these flowers forming. More tomatoes here. I'm constantly pinching out these little side shoots here because that will help the airflow and also direct the plant's energy to making me nice flowers rather than bushing out. But my God, they just keep coming back. But that's good. It means that they're happy now, which is brilliant. As you can see, I've got, I can't remember how many, 100 foxgloves. I'm not sure where they're all going to go yet, but that's a problem for later down the line. Not really a problem, a good thing. And we have some lupins as well. Only half a dozen, but that's still good. The figs are looking much better. I have given them some feed and they've really bounced with it. So I think that they were stuck around this point, but they put on this much growth. About that, I expect. I think that they were about there, possibly that one. But they've put on all this new growth since I started feeding them. So that's great. It shows that they're really enjoying it, so I'll keep on doing that. So yeah, if we just pan around, you can see the greenhouse is doing fabulous. I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to make some more space soon. Under the netting here, we've got the raspberries, which I've been looking forward to for ages, and they have been just so good. So good. We've had bowls full of raspberries, and what we've been doing is freezing them. Oh, there's one. Oh yeah, let's have a quick taste. Hold on. Oh, delicious. So sweet and juicy. Can't beat it. Cannot beat it, whatever. There's not too many ripe at the minute because I went through and picked a load yesterday. There's another one there. Probably ready, but I'll leave them go. Excuse me. Actually, that's a good one. Right, well, I won't be here too long, or else I'll be here for hours just trying to pick them all. But every few days, what I'm doing is just going through and picking all of the ripe ones, and then we're freezing them to try and make jam, because I love fresh raspberries, but I also really, really love raspberry jam. So hopefully get plenty of that. I did have the netting covering the top and another section covering the bottom, but I needed the netting elsewhere, which I'll show you in a moment. So it's not covering the bottom anymore, which is a shame, but most of the fruit is protected still from the birds. But I did just have to get Vera out of here, so who knows. We'll see how it does. But like I said, we've got a good lot already, and most of it's protected, so that's absolutely fine. Just to the side, we have sweet peas, which are just, this is really live as it comes. The first flower is now coming. These are supposed to be a variety called Gwendolyn. We'll see if they actually are, because that looks a bit dark to me to be Gwendolyn, but they'll still be gorgeous either way, whatever they are. Just to the side, we've got a foxtail lily, which has been taunting us that it's, saying it's going to flower for so long, but hasn't yet. Obviously it's got the spike formed, but none of the flowers have actually opened yet. It looks like it's going to be a gorgeous, at the moment it's like an orange fading up to yellow into green, sort of like an upside down traffic light. Not flowering yet, but that's absolutely fine. Hopefully, it will open up soon, I'm sure. Just to the side, we've got more monarda or bergamot. This is the pink one. So this is a new one for me, pink one. These rocks around it as well are to stop the chickens from scratching, because that's what the damage they do. But I just love having them around, so I don't mind them a bit scratching here and there. We've got a red crocosmia behind. I think that's Lucifer. Just next to that is the pear. And then more crocosmia, another foxtail lily. And then a wild area, let's call it. More of a woodland wild area. But we've got some gorgeous ferns, wild strawberries. The birds eat these, so there's no ripe ones. But we've got the wild strawberries there, and then just to the side we've got some woundwort, which is a lovely flower. It's just as good as any orchid, really, isn't it? But it's just not got that sort of air about it, I suppose, like the orchids do. But loved by pollinators. Here's one now, a small, no, I think, what were you? Can't remember. But they love them. And then we've got a Tutson, which is a sort of St. John's wort. Also loved by the pollinators. And then a cheeky bit of brambles flowering as well, which has got through. Whoa, loads of Aquilegia seeds just in there. So what I'll do is just encourage them by just having a little shake, 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 shake. And hopefully some of them will land where they're happy and grow into flowers. So we've got the flower border just to the side here with a chicken in. I think that's Scotch. This is what I mean why I need to have tough plants. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter. The plants do just fine. I just got to pick the right ones. But we've got all sorts growing. So we've got a lovely Nephophia there. Now, this was supposed to be a red one. It obviously isn't, but I still love it. It's a gorgeous, how do we describe that? A nice, off burnt yellow, I suppose, nearly orange, going down to yellow and to green. So that's really, really nice that he's coming along nicely. This is a Hesperantha, like I was saying before, but this is a dark pink one. I think this is called Sunset. It's either Sunset or Sunrise. I've got one of each, I can't remember which one it is. Just to the side here, we've got another little pink. Ooh, hello. This is Scabious. Then just to the side of here, we have another Nymphophia. I wonder if that's my apricot one. We'll have to wait and see, but I think I've got an apricot one around here. Then a Lobelia. Now this was bought in a, can I say, wait, let's just say in a supermarket. Quite a well-known one. And it's actually doing really well. It's just now sending up a flower, well, several flower spikes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main ones and several smaller ones. It's a nice blue Lobelia, like an upright one. I actually thought that it wouldn't, you know, I thought it was tender and wouldn't come back, but it has. So that's really exciting. I'm happy with that. And I didn't buy it. It wasn't, when's I must have got it? It must be about September, October time. But that's really nice. That'd be like a purpley blue. Just to the side, I've got a new little addition. It looks like a spider plant, doesn't it? Like a house plant, spider plant, but it's actually an agapanthus. So this will also have blue flowers, but there'll be like a blue, sort of a ball. Oh, there you are, we've got a little bee on the scabious, see? Oh, now off, but that's good. Another new addition is this Gerbera, a gorgeous, really gorgeous pink one. I saw that in the garden centre the other day and I had to have it. I mean, look at that colour of that. It's a lovely, proper pink. And those white, sort of shining little stars in the middle there, it just really grabs my eye. I can see it from our bedroom window, properly shining. And then behind it, we've got this lovely tall, this is a Monarda in flower, but this is a proper red one, like a scarlet red. There we are. Gorgeous. Oh, and it's actually a, what's it called? It's either a cricket or a katydid, I can't remember. I'm just going to focus. I think that's a bush cricket. But there you are, see? There's wildlife in here. But it's actually supposed to attract pollinators. Things with long proboscis, generally speaking, like your moths and things like that. And it's got a lovely smell. Obviously, this is what makes your Earl Grey tea. So whenever I knock it, it just gives off wafts of that bergamot flavour. It's really, really nice. Then we have another one of these yellow crocosmias, which is now sending up a flower shoot, just there. So that'd be lovely when it comes up. And then if we swing around, this rose is a red one. I want to say it's called Royal Charles or something like that. It's like one of the princes. Completely died. Totally died at the end of last year. It didn't do very well whatsoever. I haven't done anything to it. I just cut it right back, left it go. But now it's setting up a new stem and it has we've got 1, 2, 3 flower buds. So yeah, I don't know what I don't know. Honestly, don't know. But we'll see. It might be the rootstock, in which case it could be any old rose. But hopefully it's the red one. We'll have to wait and see what it is. Behind it we've got, I remembered which way they are now. So this is Echinacea. No, I'm sorry, Rudbeckia. I did just say, didn't I? But this is Rudbeckia. So it's, one of its common names is Black-Eyed Susan. It's got yellow petals all around with a black centre. So that would be really nice for the pollinators. It's an American species, a prairie species, so the American grasslands. But that's now sending up a flower spike as well. So I'm hoping by next couple of weeks, we're going to have heaps of flowers. The roses did brilliantly in June. Obviously, they are a flower of June, and we're into July now, so they've gone over really, and they're having a little break, but we should get a second flush later in the year. In between these two roses here, so we've got a pink rose and this one's actually got flowers, so you can see it's like an orangey pinky rose here. I've just planted this new Echinacea, which is a lovely scarlety pink colour. much bolder than your normal echinacea, but it's got loads and loads of flower buds on it as well. So I'm thinking in the next few weeks we're going to have heaps and heaps of flowers. Just to the side we have a daylily. This is a orange and red one, and I just also got a pinky one which has got 2 bees and a fly on it. One of the bees has just left, but they're really liking this thing. So it's got sort of a burnt lilac petals with these gorgeous yellow ones as well. Now obviously daylily, that flower's only going to last today and then it will go over, but it's got plenty more coming behind it, and I'll just keep churning out like that. Then just behind this pink rose, which has actually got quite a few flowers on the way, got one there, several there, is an astilbe. When this is going, it looks just like candy floss. It's gorgeous. And then you can just see in the background there another gerbera. So this is a really bold orange one. It looks like, I don't know, something like a tropical drink, doesn't it? You know, the gorgeous, really bold orange with a yellow centre. So I think that's going to contrast so nicely with the purples and bronzes around here. So we've got obviously the pinks of the astilbe and the rose. We've got the purple foliage of the dahlias and a purple flowering dahlia there. That's just itching to open. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they're all just on the edge. Same as this lobelia here. We've got another little lobelia down here, thinking about flowering but isn't yet. And these echinaceas, so there's one here, one behind the salvia there, which is a gorgeous dark purple, and another pink monarda down here. And then we've got the yellows and oranges here. So it's yellow, orange, crocosmias, pinks and purples, and then that really bold orange. I think it's going to set it off lovely. And then these crocosmias are sending out loads of flowers. They didn't flower last year. I only planted them last spring and didn't flower at all. But they've done really well, obviously, and sent out lots of flowers now. The peas that we directly sowed have done amazingly well, so well. They've had a bit too well that they've toppled under their own weight, even with all the supports of the sticks, the bamboo canes and everything like that. We've been eating them pretty much with every meal we've had. So last year we were freezing loads, this year we haven't. We've been snacking on them and having them for our dinner. The onions that you saw drying and the garlic have obviously gone, left that nice space. So I've put in here some Calabrese broccoli, which is this row, and the Romanesco broccoli, which is this next row here, which I think we've got a video on, so you can see when we sowed it back in, well, it must be April, May time. We've got some more onions here coming on the way. These are like main crop onions. The red ones are doing so well and they've bulbed up lovely. I don't think it'll be too long before they're actually ready to harvest. You can tell when they are because they'll topple over. So there's one near the end there which is already toppled over. I don't know if you can see that, it's like bent over like that. So that one is probably ready to come out, but I'll wait for the others because there's no real rush. And what I'm really going to do with the red onions is to make a red onion chutney out of them, because it's just so tasty. We love it with some nice cheese and things like that. I've made them. In the middle I've got some Swedes. So I did sow some Swedes the same time as I sowed the Romanesco broccolis. These are sowed the same time as the Calabrese I showed you in that first row, and then the other ones are down at Brandon's grandparents. Under this netting we've got our carrots. None ready yet, but hopefully, I think towards the end of the month, maybe into August, they will be ready. 2 rows of leeks where our potatoes were. You might have seen our potato video where I planted them, so they've only been in for a few weeks, but they're doing absolutely fine, except for around here, where this kind of area, somebody was digging around. I think it might have been a blackbird, but you know, it doesn't really matter. And then we've got a row of carrots, where this guideline is. But the stars of the show at the minute are the Calabrese broccolis, especially this one. Look at that beauty. Absolutely gorgeous. We're going to have that for our dinner tonight. with some peas and potatoes. Perfect. Can't fault it whatsoever. So yeah, really happy with them. Just stick them back on. And then our courgettes. They're a bit slow to get going, but they have got going now. And we have our first fruit forming just down here. I think this is one of our corcazelles. So hopefully the bees that we've attracted, you know, in the nearby wildflower bit and flower border, have done their job and pollinated it. We've got plenty of male flowers and just as one female flower, so hopefully they've done their work and it will set and grow into a lovely courgette. There we are. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers. Come on then. Where's Titan? Listen out.